Hi coaches, welcome to Fuel for Coaches video number 5. I sincerely hope your season's going well. I appreciate you watching. Today I'm going to talk about 3 coaching philosophies that I had when I was the head coach at Forest Hill Central to give you something to think about as you go into this week's practices and games. First one is a shooting emphasis. We worked and spent a ton of time on shooting. You know, it really doesn't matter how well you execute something, how open you get your players, but if they don't make shots, that execution really is useless. We spent a ton of time in regular practices all season on shooting. I had my 4 or 5 favorite shooting drills. We probably spent up to about half an hour per day just shooting the basketball. And this could be pull-ups or 3-point shots and a variety of drills that we used. But in practice, during the season, we shot the basketball and shot it a ton. You know, think about it as a player. If you don't get a ton of shots off in practice and you're not able, with homework and other things, able to come to the gym for extra time, are you getting enough shots off to truly make shots in crucial situations in games? Second thing I'd like to share is about practices after a loss. And I've heard it all the time, oh, this is going to be a really tough practice. We lost today, so this is going to be a really hard one tomorrow. We're going to run a ton. You know, in our program, we came back and we went back to work, and never did I say, oh, tomorrow we're going to have a much tougher practice now. Because really, essentially, you're admitting to your team that the practice you've had up until then weren't hard enough and weren't good enough, and you allowed it. Our practices after losses were very similar to our practices after wins or every other practice we had. Third thing is to talk about big game motivation. You know, I know we all, a few times a year, pull out the special motivation techniques to get ready for a big game. I use these special techniques for Tuesday road games against league opponents that didn't seem like really big games. And we built it up for these players, and then we went on the road in those games against potentially lesser opponents, and we played with great energy. Your team will be ready to play in these big games. You might need to use extra motivation for the lesser games. Here's today another blob. I talked last week about coming off of here for the handoff and coming off of this pick, sending 2 here. Here's another thing to add to it. Have these 2 talk about picking here, have 2 fake and come back and throw that bounce pass there. Thank you for watching.